Egypt has just announced one of the most ambitious and consequential mega projects in Africa, an audacious $500 million road project that will connect the Red Sea to Chad through Libya and eventually stretch its arm all the way into West Africa. Imagine for a moment a direct highway that links North Africa to the Sahel and further on to the bustling trade corridors of West Africa. This isn't just a road, it is a reimagining of Africa's geography, a concrete artery being laid down to pump new life into continental trade and integration. Can we even begin to fathom how transformative such a connection will be for Africa's future? But as grand as it sounds, this dream didn't emerge out of thin air. Egypt has long envisioned itself as a bridge between Africa and the Middle East, between the Red Sea and the Mediterranean, between the present and the continent's future. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdelhadi captured the magnitude of this initiative in a recent interview. Here's what he said.
This is our dream, to work on strategic corridors like this strategic corridor. Will be a game changer. It will not be a land corridor, it will be a corridor for development. It will be for interconnectivity, for internet, for fiber optics, for land routes to move livestock from Chad easily to Egypt, or to have all exports from Chad to our port on the Red Sea. One of the main impediments for promoting trade and investment is the lack of
The idea also aligns perfectly with the African Union's Grand Trans-African Highway agenda, an ambitious vision to knit the continent together with seamless networks like the Cairo-to-Cape Town Highway. For decades, African leaders have spoken of breaking colonial borders through infrastructure, but progress has often been slow. Egypt's bold move signals a nation willing to go beyond rhetoric, to pour money into concrete, and to dare to reshape the destiny of nations. Could this be the turning point that finally propels the African continental free trade area from paper agreements to real-world trade routes? Let's dive into the technical marvel that is taking shape. The road will stretch a jaw-dropping 1,720 kilometers, carving a direct path from Egypt's East El Owainat, cutting through Libya's Al Kufra, and finally reaching Chad's Majaras. To put that into perspective, 1,720 kilometers is almost 20 times the height of the Eiffel Tower stacked one on top of another. Or think of it another way. It's longer than the driving distance between New York City and Miami. The sheer scale alone is mind-bending. The road will be divided into 3 national sections: 400 kilometers within Egypt, 390 kilometers in Libya, and a staggering 930 kilometers through Chad, the longest and perhaps most challenging segment. Construction will take place in phases, with Egypt already setting aside $125 million to kickstart its 400-kilometer share. Preliminary surveys are completed, and the first bulldozers are expected to roar into action by late 2025. The timeline? Just 3 years for completion. Is it too bold to believe Africa could soon witness goods traveling across deserts in days rather than months? Egypt has placed this monumental task in the hands of Arab Contractors, a construction giant with decades of experience tackling Africa's toughest terrains. Working alongside the Libyan Reconstruction and Development Fund, Arab Contractors will be responsible for designing and building critical stretches of the road. Their reputation for delivering large-scale infrastructure projects in the harshest of conditions has positioned them as the right fit for a project of this magnitude. With Egypt already finalizing agreements with Chad's Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure, the pieces are coming together in a fascinating cross-border collaboration. But the bigger question looms. Can these nations overcome the political and logistical hurdles that often plague African mega-projects, or will this road defy the odds and become a model for success? Financing it is, of course, the heart of such an undertaking. The Egyptian government has allocated an initial $125 million for the first phase, with the total cost projected at $500 million. While Egypt is leading the charge, the broader financial picture will include multilateral cooperation, possibly drawing in African development banks and external partners keen to see Africa's connectivity ambitions materialize. For now, Egypt has shown it is willing to put real money on the table, signaling that this project is not mere talk, but an ironclad commitment. Isn't this exactly the kind of leadership Africa needs? Countries ready to back bold words with bold investment. But the most tantalizing part of this vision is not just a road from Egypt to Chad. The ambition goes further, to link the corridor westward through proposed projects like the Lagos to Abidjan Highway, a coastal artery designed to tie together some of West Africa's most vibrant economies. Imagine a truck setting off from Lagos, crossing into Abidjan, linking into the Sahel, and from there, driving seamlessly into Libya and up into Egypt's ports on the Red Sea and the Mediterranean. We are talking about nothing less than a continental reordering of trade routes, connecting the Atlantic Ocean to the Red Sea in one continuous chain of highways. Could this finally turn the much-celebrated African continental free trade area into a living, breathing reality? Also, we have to consider the staggering economic implications of this mega project. Here's what Egyptian economic analyst Shimawegi had to say about the economic prospects of this road project.
The economic prospects of this project are numerous: to enrich regional economic cooperation, to boost cooperation with African countries. It will develop logistical services, enhance wider trade flow between these countries, exchange of services, transfer of technology between Egypt and these countries will be facilitated. The road will also help in capacity building and ease movement of labor between these countries.
This is revolutionary on every level. For Egypt, it positions the country as the ultimate gateway for African goods to the Mediterranean and Red Sea, cementing Cairo's role as a continental powerhouse. For Chad, it means access to two seas, via Libya to the Mediterranean and via Egypt to the Red Sea, opening unimaginable opportunities for exports. For Libya, still rebuilding from years of conflict, it creates an anchor for economic cooperation and reintegration into regional trade. For Africa as a whole, it strengthens the push towards integration, infrastructure-led growth, and continental self-reliance. What she describes is more than trade. It is the birth of a new logistical ecosystem. Remote nations like Chad could suddenly find themselves plugged into global supply chains. Goods that once took months of costly sea voyages could reach ports within days. Isn't it extraordinary that a landlocked country historically shut out of maritime trade could soon emerge as a logistical hub at the heart of Africa? So let us take a moment to appreciate what Egypt is daring to do here. By embarking on this mega road project, Cairo is not just laying down concrete, it is laying down a vision for an Africa that is bold enough to connect itself from coast to coast. It is showing that dreams of Pan-African integration can leap from speeches into asphalt reality. Yes, the challenges will be immense. Political instability, security risks, and financing gaps all loom large. But isn't the true test of Africa's future whether we can build not just for ourselves, but for the generations to come? In the end, this is more than Egypt's project. It is Africa's project, a vision that embodies the African Union's dream of a borderless continent, a reminder that while we often look to external powers for solutions, the true transformation will come when Africans themselves dare to stitch together the continent's fractured map. Egypt has taken the first bold step. The question now is, who will follow? Because if Africa is ever to fulfill its vast potential, it will take more roads like this, more daring projects, and more leaders willing to dream beyond their borders. And in this moment, Egypt has given us all a glimpse of that audacious future. Your perspective matters. What do you make of Egypt's 1,720-kilometer road to link the Red Sea to Chad and West Africa? Share your thoughts and insights in the comments section below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the New Africa channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our informative future videos. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thank you for watching.